Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, Ba'ashim, Rakakwadash. Once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who deserve double honors. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akim out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth with all sincerity, trying to wake up the remaining hopeful elect. Wow, this is now mom at the DC camp, and once again, hey, your queen, the mothers of these children that were raised within the last 50 years or so. All right, especially from the 80s on, you know, that fell victim and prey to the drug wars, you know, the crack era, and all this other, still feminism. You know, they thought they could do it all by themselves. They didn't need a man, all this shit. All right. This video I'm going to play for you is a reminder of what's out there. All right. Wow. You'll understand what I'm talking about when I play this video. This is what's raising the generations. All right. Luckily, it doesn't appear that we're going to have much time left. So this could be the last generation, you know, before this shit sets off. You know, got this reset coming up with, Klaus Schwab and his gang, the elites. All right. So, again, coming up here on Jacob's Trouble. And I say that because it should be clear to everyone by now that so many Jakes out here are still unaware of what the fuck is going on outside of the hood. So whoever the idiots are out there that can't see just how bad Jacob's Trouble is going to be, I don't even know why you're reading the scriptures, let alone trying to teach. But it's going to be bad for Jake out here. There, just where I live, you know, there's one of the places to eat nearby just closed down last week. The guy I talked to him, he said he couldn't afford the rent. He was hoping they would give him some, relief because of, what that shit that went on the last 3 years, which we all know that was prearranged. But yeah, more and more of this is happening. So, hey, everything's drying up. And as a result, who's going to be affected the most? It should be common sense. It's not that hard. Jake, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans don't have the resources that our oppressors or any of these other groups out here have. All right, of these other nations. Again, so who do you think is going to be affected the worst? And then you got this. Wow. Let's just go ahead and play it.
But y'all, I'm going to get a new piercing today. I'm trying to hype myself up. I might go live, because I do see, like, under some of my videos, y'all be like, go live when you go get a piercing. I guess y'all want to see, like, if I'm a G or if I'm a B. You feel me?
He's right. That's the reaction I had. It's like, what the fuck can you... First of all, what the fuck did she say? I heard going live, and then that was about it. Tell whether I'm a G or a B or whatever. And I'm like, first thing that came to my mind, how does she clean herself? Well, yes. Do those just, whatever. But this is the mind frame of those things out there that, but apparently some Jakes like shit like that. All right. And you wonder why, you know, you're getting a runaround. You got to understand, you chose to deal with something like that. Whatever happens as a result of that relationship, if you want to call it that, hey, you know, the scripture says a wicked woman is given to her. Let's see if I can pull that up. Salakia. Let's see. Oh, man. Move my ugly mug here. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, why did it do that? There we go. I hit the 3 instead. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Sirach 26 and 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Most High. You know, and this cycle just, it keeps repeating over and over again. It has a life of its own, you know, what's out there. And then some Jake whose father's not in the home, he gets up with something like this and the cycle continues. And then they have, you know, or I should say they, you know, she gives birth to, you know, and then the cycle continues. You know, it's just, this place got to go, and the 2/3 got to go. All right. And as a result, I might as well go ahead and read the one up. It says, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to get abroad. Especially here in America, you know, where these women are given so much freedom. Actually, this whole thing is centered around and built up for women. All right. These cities in and of itself, you know, everything's so convenient. But again, the times that we're in now, this is all coming to a speedy halt. All right. Like I said earlier, a lot of Jakes are unaware and especially unprepared for what's coming down the pike here. And we're talking about shortly here. We're not talking about a year, 2, 3 years out. No, we're talking about 2023. These elites, these banking families, these cronies of theirs, these politicians that you think, all right, have your best interest at heart, you're going to find out the hard way that these motherfuckers, you know, they making their own plans how to try to get the fuck up out of here because they know what's coming down the pike here shortly. You're going to have mass, you talking about, you think that January 6th shit up here, not far from me, the nation's capital here, I mean, I can literally walk there. You think that was an insurrection? Shit. That shit was staged. And they passing all this legislation as a result of that. Locking motherfuckers up, you know. But unfortunately, a lot of people fell for it. They do not, and this is a whole different video, they did not want Trump, and I'm not a fan of any of these motherfuckers, so before you go there, I'm just letting you know. But they do not want that man back in office. He's, when you think of the term maverick, that's what he is. They cannot control him like they can these other people. All right? But in any case, back to this. This is a classic case of these women having way too much. And this is what, when you think of, I don't know what the hell I just did here. When you think of places like Saudi Arabia, you know, and people make fun of them or thinking they're so uptight. No, they're fighting. They don't want this shit over there. No one wants to deal. Why do you think these guys get these passports and going abroad to get something that resembles a woman? Because here in America, they're done. They're done. especially with Jake, with that feminism shit, that, well, it contributed greatly. I'm not gonna say it's a sole purpose, but when these women were fed that bullshit about you don't need no man, and the government supported that shit, oh, it was over. That was the beginning of the end. You know, I was just happened to catch my eye. That's why I was so late in making this video. When I turned on the news, they were doing it's a documentary called oh my, about Chicago. What crap? About how they displaced a lot of Jake when they tore down public housing. Chicago, something, Crossroads, something like that. Anyway, so yeah, I was just checking that out, and I'm like, well, damn, you know, it got so good. I just, but you know, it's just a reminder. Our people, we keep falling victim to this shit. That these Edomites, these so-called white people, because we have no power. All the power was taken from us. All right, you got to remember. One big reason why our women are acting like this towards us is a reflection on what we did as a people to the Most High. Because we as a nation are His woman. All right, more specifically, Yahweh Shai, because He is the bridegroom. But the thing is, we are His people. Oh, you want to play that game, do you? Well, as you did to me, I'm going to have this woman do to you. And that's Deuteronomy. It's part of the curses. Deuteronomy, well, let's get it. You don't believe me. Because we are still under the curses. Let's see. All right, let's go. Let's go to 54. All right, these are the curses. It's so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. That's why there's so much strife within our families specifically. All right, this is a curse. All right, I'm going to skip down to, you can read 55 if you want to, but I'm getting straight to the point, 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. This is how they used to be. All right. Her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness. Now this is common. When I told you about Jacob's trouble, this is what it's talking about, because this has happened before. All right? Nothing else to eat, so you eat your own offspring. Yeah, that's how bad. That's why there is Daniel 12:1, talking about it's going to get so bad that never before has it been a time that's coming like it. All right, it says, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. All right, but talking about Masada, 70 AD, 71, 72, 73, that period. But it's going to happen again. All right, everything's going up. Food, eggs now in some places are $8 for just a dozen. Again, this is by design, killing off the livestock and saying it's some flu. That's bullshit. This has been going on for over 2 years now. All these food processing plants mysteriously catching on fire and burning down. Over 100 of them. Bill Gates buying up huge amounts of farmland. I think now he just surpassed this one guy I was reading about a month or two ago, who actually was the owner of the most land in the country. I think Bill Gates just recently passed him. I can't remember the guy's name. But you gotta ask yourself, for what? But our people are so caught up in bullshit like this, like she's doing. Look at that. I mean, just talking about airhead. you know, and you wonder why it's going to be so bad, because it's going to hit these people. Because here you have willful ignorance. They don't want to know nothing. You have access to these things, you know, these smartphones. They're like computers, you know, and your handheld computers. You know, you can get this information. You got all these search engines. You can look things up. I'm talking about things that actually will benefit you in the long run, not this shit here. All right? This is folly. This is what our people are consumed with. All right? And you're going to have to answer for that. And don't worry, it's not that far away. It's not that far off. Hey, so I just want to, you know, reveal this. This is one of these airheads that Jake likes dealing with for some reason. Got to stay away. In fact, run. All right, hey, so with that, you've been warned. With that, hey, the next video, shalom.